Hey, welcome back. I'm Tyler. Today on Wood Nerds, I'm going to be unboxing the xTool P2 CO2 laser. I'm sure you've seen this around somewhere. It's brand new from xTool, a very unique CO2 cutting and engraving laser. This is a direct competitor to the Glowforge, and I think it's actually cheaper and contains features that the Glowforge does not have. In this video, I'm going to be unboxing, showing you what comes in the package, talking about some of the features, as well as an actual project or cutting it out and testing it. This is really cool, so if you're in the market, this is something you're gonna be excited about. Let's go ahead and cut her open.
Before we get to that, I just wanted to go over some of the comparables between the xTool P2 and one of its top competitors. There's other great lasers out there, but I think these are the two most comparable. Feel free in the comment section actually to call me out and give what you would anticipate to be your best competitor when it comes to price and features. The xTool P2 is significantly cheaper, has a decent power range above the Glowforge Pro, a bigger bed size. The max engraving speed, I wasn't able to find the actual written down Glowforge Pro engraving speed, so I couldn't compare that. The max working height for the xTool is a lot more, and it seems to be a good 1/4 inch more cutting depth capability with hardwood. They both have two cameras. The xTool P2 has listed as 16 megapixels, two 16 megapixel cameras, and I wasn't able to find that with the Glowforge. But from what I saw online, the Glowforge says that it has a higher vision precision with the cameras than the xTool P2, beating it by 0.2 millimeters. So that's very, very fine detail. The xTool P2 has auto pass-through, which is really cool, with the conveyor only, and they both have manual pass-through options. And then the xTool P2 has curved surface engraving, which is some really cool stuff. I'll be able to get to that in one of my next videos, but the Glowforge does not have that option. Let's continue.
I don't know if you guys have any of these or not. The best tool at Harbor Freight. So I've seen a couple videos so far, and I know that they packaged this very well. Dang, in those videos they didn't show it open like this though. You only get realism from me, you guys. Oh, that's probably why. Let's pop this baby open. Ooh, ooh, static. The hinges on this are very nice. Wow, the quality, the fit and finish of this is very nice. I'm really impressed. Let me show you what I mean. Let's see if I could demonstrate the quality here. It's a nice heavy lid too. Like I said, it just feels like, you know when you open like the door to a BMW? I don't own a BMW, by the way, but when you open it up, you can tell it's just really heavy and nice. Everything feels, it's plastic, but it still feels heavy. The instructions, the quick start guide, 4 pieces of basswood for projects, some cardboard. So here's the antifreeze, no spills or leaks it looks like. Funnel for the antifreeze, power supply, some spare screws of some sort, screwdriver, and some bits and bobs. Oh, these are little hold downs. I'll show you how to use them in a minute. A clamp to hold the extraction hose on there for ventilation. A connector to your computer for your files. A nice thick piece of foam. Oh wow, a nice deep cavity in bed. I think they call this a bed. I might have to take this out of here now. Yeah, I'm gonna take this out of here. Give me a second. You don't want to watch me do this. Inside we've got these nice slats. This should, oh, there's a screw in here that needs to come out for that. Okay, so some cool things about this as I take it apart. There is 2 cameras that make this really unique. So you've got this, which is a wide angle lens that gets the whole project space. And then under here, you have a more fine close-up camera where this will actually come and take a picture of the space that you're wanting to see. So you get like a fisheye view, and then to make sure when you're laying out your project This will come up and give you a more direct overhead view so you can line those up perfectly. And I'm gonna be demonstrating that in some of my tests. You have a camera here on your laser module, and then you have a camera up here on this point. Back here, we've got a spot for fire retardant, which is basically a system where if there's detection of flames, it'll release CO2 into here to smother or suffocate the fire. I do not have that system, but you can purchase it from xTool to work with this. Back here, a spot to plug in for your rotation tool. So like a rotary, if you have, I can't remember the name of the one, like the R2 or something like that. But anyways, that way you can engrave cylindrical objects like a tumbler or mugs or things like that. They included 2 acrylic sheets, and as you can see, the tray slides out and it protects your surface that you keep the laser on, but also it collects all of the crap that falls out after it gets cut up. But these slats are really neat because you can move them around. If you have something really small right here and you want your slats a lot closer together, you can do that. And also, the piece that I was talking about earlier, yeah, these are little holdy downies. If you have something small, let me get something small. If I wanted to hold down this little everyday thingy-mabobber, I could do it over here, and I can hold it down over here. There, yeah, it's nice and secure. And that way the air assist, which this has, won't blow this all over the place. It'll keep it nice and sturdy for your delicate items. I have some magnets that I'll probably use, and actually let me test that out to make sure that they work. No, these are aluminum, I guess. Magnets are useless. Never mind on that didn't work out. And the cool thing about the slat system, from what I've been reading, the slats offer better cooling and extraction of fumes and particles and crap that might build up in here. Very neat. I'm excited about that. The honeycomb is cool too, but I think from what I understand, this allows a lot more airflow than the honeycomb does. Therefore, sorry, that probably sounds awful on recording. Therefore, more effective. Here's a shot of the nice pistons that assist in the opening of the top, but I will say I don't think that they dampen the closing of the top. Yeah, it doesn't feel like they dampen that at all. I don't know if that matters to you or not, but a nice smooth operation when opening. If you have children or a monkey or something that can open things, which I guess children are kind of like monkeys. When this is closed and in operation, this is a little piston driven locking peg, I guess you can call it. Call this a feature or just a thingy, I don't know, but this seems to be like some sort of magnetic sensor that identifies whether the tray is fully in or not. Let's take a look at the outside. Close this baby up. It's a lot easier to walk around and see everything. So there's a lot of warnings and stickers on here. Feel free to read those and check them out. Over here on the side, we've got ventilation and a emergency stop button. Boop, 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 boop. A lot of people have been complaining about it being on the back side there rather than in the front, which I can understand why. Here is a start stop. This is for your running your jobs. Another ventilation on this side, and it looks like connections to a network and also your USB. Here is more ventilation. This is for your extractor. Your extraction fan is going to be blowing all the crap out, and then we'll be hooking this up to test that. Here are some more warnings and your power switch. This is where your power supply goes. This has to do with your fire. So this is the fire safety. This must have to do with the sensor. And then this is what I was telling you about. This is the little tube. And I believe these screws have something to do with filling up the antifreeze. I read the instructions. I'm going to make this an unboxing and a setup video. That way, if you're not good with instructions, follow old Rafiki. He'll lead the way.
You follow old Rafiki, he knows the way. Come on.
Some of the things that it says is make sure that the gantry and the laser module move without issue. If they have any problems, you want to make sure and contact xTool about that. Remove this guy We don't need that blocking the locking pin. Well, well, well. All right, let's undo these. That one guy, Unbox Therapy, that guy knows how to make a cool unboxing video. He's got like some crazy amount of subscribers. Okay, to the back. All right, mama. Oh, I hope it leaves the little, yeah, there's a protective film on this. I don't really intend to remove that. I don't know if I have to. I don't think so. Try and keep my beard out of the microphone. There's 4 screws on this side, the same type. 2, 3, and 4 over here. Oh, there's a 5th one right here in the center. See, I may have just saved you from breaking something. Like and subscribe. Or read the instructions. The instructions probably say it. All right, I'm figuring it out. You just gotta go from one side and work your way. I don't know what I ever did to plastic stuff, but it always wants me to break it. I'm trying really hard not to. I don't know, there's a secret to this side that I couldn't figure out. So this side looks like the only one that actually has a tab. Interesting. I don't know, that was some sort of weird plastic voodoo magic. I'm moving it out of the way. Ah, the manual says to inspect this. If there's any cracks or obvious damage in here, this is the laser tube, do not use it and make sure and contact them. No, I think we're good. All right, I knew this ahead of time and I'm a dummy and got ahead of myself. I need distilled water to dilute the antifreeze with. I'm gonna run to the store and I'm gonna get some distilled water and I will be back. I'm gonna cover this back up for now. All right, sorry for the wait. I went and got tacos also. I got distilled water. Now, you need to make sure that when you get distilled water, it's not distilled with electrolytes. Electrolytes are salts and such that may cause some sort of weirdness. Just regular distilled water. This one actually even says for use, I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see that, for use in small appliances. This one specifically works good. The portions are based off of the annual lowest temperature that you have in the area that you live. For me, in Phoenix, it's almost always above 0 degrees Celsius, which is above freezing. And if that's the case, I could do only purified water up to 1100 milliliters. But occasionally, very rarely, does it freeze. So just to be sure, I'm going to hit it with this guy, which is gonna be 280 milliliters of antifreeze and then 820 milliliters of the purified distilled water. You're gonna fill it once, and then you're gonna have to fill it a second time, and the second time is gonna be with 300 milliliters of the purified distilled water. Here is my measuring cup, and I've got about 280 milliliters of the antifreeze in there, right here. You have to pour them in together, and then I'm gonna fill this up to 6 with the distilled water. Gonna pour it in, and then I'm gonna fill it back up to 5, and that will give me my 1100, my initial 1100 fill. Let me go ahead and fill this up, and then I'll pour it in. Whoa, kind of trippy. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's like all witchcrafty. Say a prayer for me on this one, because for whatever reason, I can never pour things without them spilling all over the place. Okay, and here goes the second portion of this, 1100 total milliliters. This is 500 milliliters additionally of purified water or distilled water. Okay, so now the instructions say to plug the thingy in, and we're going to turn this baby on for 30 seconds. All right, wish me luck. The light is good. And now it says wait 30 seconds. All right, I think I figured it out. I think total bonehead move on my part. I had the emergency switch button pressed in. Boop, 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 boop. I spun it, so it popped out. Let's turn this baby on and see what happens. Yeah, I hear stuff happening. Oh, wow. Very cool. Yep, that was me, bonehead move on my part. Now I'll be adding an additional 300 milliliters of agua purificada. An additional 300 milliliters. Let me make sure the camera's running. Yep, going in now. Drink up, baby. Screw that cap back on. Oh yeah! Excuse me. That one made me sing. Ooh, when you turn it on, lights turn on the inside. Check that out. And then this little guy lights up. This is a cool little screen here. I'm sure that's going to tell you stuff about like your the percentage of your job done and things like that. Temperature so far, 33 degrees Celsius. So what I'm going to do right now that I had everything torn apart is I'm going to remove the mirrors, which are held in by a magnet, which is really cool. And then I'm going to clean them with isopropyl alcohol to make sure that they're clean before I fire this baby up. I just want to make sure it's perfect. The way that this works is the laser shoots out from here, hits this mirror, goes at a 90-degree angle into the cutting area in the back, hits another 90-degree mirror that shoots it on the gantry towards the laser module, and inside that laser module head there's a third mirror that shoots it down to your cutting piece through the lens which focuses it. So I'm gonna take each one of these apart, clean them, and then afterwards we're going to dial them in to make sure they're all at the right angles in dead center for where they're reflecting. Try to change the angle here so you can see, but here's the mirror, and it's got a lip on it so you can get your fingernail underneath it and just grab it and pull it off. There you go. There are a couple spots that I just want to reinstalling is the same. The only thing you got to keep an eye out for is there's a little cutout here that lines it up to a little, looks like a screw in the back. I'll show you that screw really quick. It's right, you can see it? Yeah, right there, straight in the center. Oh, it's hard for it to focus. There it is. And that's where the little cutout on this guy is gonna go. There we go. Nice, first try, baby. Okay, let's do the next one. This is where the laser beam comes through reflected off of the first mirror that we just cleaned. It's going to shoot this way into the little gantry area. Here is the next mirror that reflects it from here towards the laser module unit. We'll take this one off, and there's actually a nice little door that you could remove, just that kind of helps you get a little bit of an angle in here. You want to be careful, you don't want to scratch it. Actually looks really good. I'm going to give it just a quick little hit with that alcohol. Okay, nice and clean, and the same deal goes. I'm going to bring it out here this time though. Okay, and let's see if I can do this without blocking your view. There's the little screw, and here's the little divot. Boom! And then the last one is going to be right in here. So let's do that one. This is neat because this is all magnetic. So this just comes off, and then this part comes off too if you needed to. We don't really need it for this, but here you can see the laser shoots in. Here's the mirror, and it focuses it straight down in through the lens, which is in here. So let's take this baby out now. Yeah, this one actually looks really good. No dust, no residue. And this one doesn't appear, it's the same thing with the cutout, but I don't actually see anything to line this up with. So I'm just gonna drop this in place. There we go, cool. The next thing is gonna be aligning these with a test. Let me show you really quick. All right, I got the brightness cranked up so we can see this. The first laser, again, is in the back here, and it shoots right through this hole. And it comes in, there's a backside over here. Do you see the hole there? It enters in at this right angle, bounces off the mirror, right? This is the mirror that we just cleaned. Bounces off the mirror, and then comes out through this hole, and then shoots across over here to the laser module, enters in through that hole, which bounces off of this mirror, and then down and focused in through the lens, through the module here. So I'm going to be placing a piece of tape on each one of these holes. Maybe I'll put a piece of tape here first, then I know if that mirror needs to be adjusted and test to see if it's shooting dead center. So, okay, let's try that. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move up here, go to settings, go down to settings, and there should be an optical path setup. We're gonna do tests. And what I wanna start with is I'm gonna move the gantry all the way to the bottom left, as you see there. And then I'm gonna add a piece of tape to the back side of where this laser enters this mirror section. And then I'm gonna close this baby. Closed. And then I'm going to hit pulse. And that should do it. You can see a little bit of smoke. It looks like it smoked it out. And let's check the back of this baby to see. Oh, it completely fried it out. Too much. I'm gonna have to use a different tape.
Probably don't use that blue tape. I think it might have something toxic in it. Instead, use this white tape. And as you can see, the first mirror is dialed in. Didn't need to make any adjustments there. The second mirror, though, is going to need some adjusting. The burn mark is off to the right a little bit. All you have to do is remove the little axis panel here to get to them. And there's locking screws. Once you loosen those up, you're able to get to the adjustment screws. I really only messed with one adjustment screw, and that was able to bring me in, but I believe there's 4. So whatever you need to troubleshoot to get that dead center mark, but only a few tries for me, and I had it right in the middle. On to the accuracy testing. I'm going to make a little cross here. I used a lead pencil to do this, but it came up a little too shiny because of the lights, so I ended up doing it with a Sharpie pen. Anyways, I'm going to make this mark, and then I'm going to end up using this as an anchor point for a square. But check this out. So here's the up-close camera. You click it, and the gantry and the laser module is going to head over there, and then it takes a picture, and it shows you an up-close macro view that you can really zoom close in on. And this is how you're going to test the accuracy. So if I anchor this square or this rectangle with the corner right in the corner of that cross, which you can zoom in quite a bit, measure it out to the size that I want to cut, and then execute it, and then I'll be able to tell in real life if that's a accurate representation of the laser cut path on the computer screen that I'm seeing.
We did our first test, which resulted really well, and that was drawing a cross and using that as the anchor point for the corner of a square cutout or a rectangular cutout, which was really, really good. It was exactly where I wanted it according to the camera and the software. Now let's put it through a real test, and that is, can we engrave on a toothpick, dude? We're gonna try this out. Let's do something even cooler. Let's make it at an angle here, and then I'll see if I can engrave in between the lines at an angle. Cool.
Here's another quick demo of how the up-close camera works. You click in the software where you want the camera to go, take the picture, it scoots over, snaps a picture, has nice lighting, and then in the software, you'll be able to zoom in nice and close, and this will give you an accurate representation of where your cut path is going to be. I used the text generator to create a cut path or a engraving path for this text, and let's check it out.
Oh, perfect, dude. Look at that. Nice and clear. Dude, I wonder if I could do a grain of rice. Looks like it obliterated part of the rice, but I can see it, man. Let me see if I can make it look a little any clearer. Okay, so a grain of rice isn't a great material to engrave. It's really bright. After it's engraved, it's hard to see. So what I did instead was I just traced a grain of rice on a piece of cardboard, and that will be our stand-in. So let's try that. Yeah, it's a little higher than I put it on the software. I did, though, touch this mirror afterwards. Oh, this mirror. I wonder if I screwed that up. I bet I did. Shoot. All right, I'm gonna have to recalibrate.
I didn't need to recalibrate, I just needed to put the correct thickness setting in for the material. Apparently the camera adjusts depending on the thickness, so make sure that you have that set up right. Afterwards, perfectly accurate.
With my accuracy tests complete, I cut out some letters. This is 3/8 inch cedar, that I was using for another project. I have some cutoffs from. And again, this is just a test, but look at how small these little letters are that are printed out or cut out. It's pretty cool. This isn't like the big test. This is gonna really do it, I think, for this video, for the setup, and then just testing a couple of these things out. I'm gonna be putting together a couple projects, and one of them is gonna be replacing this sign. I have a few ideas for a really cool replacement sign. It's about time. I'm also going to maintain this slogan, I think. Just another jackass with tools. That's kind of how I feel about myself. All right, so let me give you my thoughts as quick as possible. I'm not known for giving quick thoughts. What do I think about this laser? I am not a laser professional. I don't have a laser engraving business. I might start a laser engraving business because of this thing. The dual camera setup makes it way too easy. I can just load something in, go to the computer, it's got it all mapped out for me, lay out the things that I want to engrave, and that's it. I don't have to worry about a grid and then, you know, figuring out where this is in the size. Like, I don't have to do that. I just put it in, does it fit, does it not? I could resize it. It's that easy. And then the conveyor portion of this, which I don't have yet, but they said they're gonna send to me. I can cut out like a 9-foot sign. That's so cool. That will separate you from a lot of other businesses in your area. So I think I'm gonna start a laser engraving business. And I'm gonna start with a sign here, maybe some smaller things. I'm gonna do a couple projects for sure that I'm gonna share specifically with this. But by the way, these are all my own thoughts. These aren't things that they asked me to say. I'm just presenting something. If by chance you are in the market and you do plan on buying this and you want to contribute to my channel, there's a lot of videos out there. If you want to contribute to my channel, there's going to be a link where I get some sort of commission. So it's in the description. In my own personal opinion, man, it's sick. If you're going to spend the money on a laser and this is the category of laser you're looking to spend money on, it's got features that I haven't seen with this same category. It's at a lower cost than most of the other lasers in this category. I don't really have anything to complain about. The software is good. I would like control of the exhaust fan. I would like to add a little extra time on that at the end of a burn, because there's still some residual smoke in the laser compartment afterwards. I've got two more videos that I agreed to with this laser. So if you're interested and you enjoyed this video, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and I'm gonna do one specifically on some of the accessories that they send and some projects with that. And then maybe just another general project video, some ideas. I wanna do a really cool sign to replace this guy, like I was saying. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thanks to all my subscribers, everyone who stuck around. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I really appreciate you guys. My Patreons, I'm gonna do a video specifically calling you guys out. Dude, some of you have been contributing to the channel for at least a year now, and I haven't uploaded anything, so that's really motivating. It really means a lot that you would throw some of your hard-earned money at just another jackass with some tools. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and checking this thing out. I will see you in the next video.